Okay, I will share my screen with you so that we can start today's topic. It is very important topic regarding the mean comparison, and it is very detailed topic. At first, I would like to elaborate and present this topic in one day, but it is very extensive detail that I need to arrange it in 3 sessions, or sorry, 3 days. So I will discuss one part today and two other parts in the next weekend. So let's start today's discussion. So, as you all know, that my name is Zahid Bashir. Today is the third day on the basic level of SPSS. Today is also the New Year night, so I will try to wind up the topic as early as possible. So we are on basic level, third day training, 31st December 2023, quantitative primary data analysis. I am your trainer, Zahid Bashir, and the training module of today, just a minute, I need to mute all. All right. Okay, the training module basically this part includes the mean comparison of groups. The single group mean comparison will be discussed today with reference to its conceptual underpinning as well as how to perform it using SPSS 27. The second part of the mean comparison, just a minute, why it is not moving. All right. The second part of mean comparison, which is basically the two group mean comparison, it will be presented and executed using SPSS 27 on Friday, 5th January. That is also a detailed part, and it would require a 3 hour session in a separate day. So we will also discuss more than two group mean comparison on 6th January on Saturday next weekend. So today, what we will discuss today is basically the single group comparison. I have divided this topic in three subsessions. Session one includes 6 p.m. to 6:40 p.m. We will discuss the data which is measured once with parametric technique. In the session two, we will discuss the data which is measured once with non-parametric method. And we will discuss in session three between 7:40 to 8:20 for the data which is measured twice with parametric versus non-parametric method. So let's start our mean comparison for a single group. But before that, I would like to let you know what is mean comparison actually, because getting the idea of mean comparison and why it is important topic for our SPS analysis at basic level, why it is important. So mean comparison refers to the statistical process of comparing the central tendency. If you know the background, if you have some background in statistical inferences, or you have studied the subject of statistic at college level, at your school level, or in the university level, you have some idea about central tendency, that is mean, median, and mode. And the other word that we may consider is the comparison of variation. But at this level we are discussing about the central tendency. So that's why this topic is considered as a mean comparison. So mean comparison refers to the statistical process of comparing the central tendency of two or more groups to determine if there are significant differences in their mean values. In other words, it involves assessing whether the average score or values of a particular variable differ significantly among different groups or conditions. If you understand this idea that we are going to compare the means of different groups, or sometimes for the same group with some standard value, or the same groups in different points in different points in time. So we are discussing the mean comparison. For example, if I would like to compare my performance in different years, my average performance in different years, this would be a single group comparison. You may compare uh, the average value or average performance of any group in any particular way, whether you can compare their own standard value with their actual value, or you can compare one group with another group in terms of mean. So we may find out what is the difference between the mean values of those groups or with the single groups. Researcher and analyst use mean comparison test to determine if there is a evidence to support the idea that group being compared are different in terms of the variable under investigation. All right, happy new year to all of you. Next is basically the application of mean comparison in different fields. For example, in clinical research, if we discuss how the mean comparison applies in clinical research, if you are interested in comparing the effectiveness of different treatment or interventions by analyzing mean outcomes, sometimes we need to compare how different treatments basically affect a patient, and how a group of patients are affected by different treatments or interventions. So we can do the mean comparison. We can also do the mean comparison in clinical research, like assessing the impacts of a new medicine as compared to a previous one on a patient. So if we like to know how different types of medicine impact a patient, whether it is positively impacting, whether it is negatively impacting, you are going to discuss the mean comparison. In education research, you may be interested in evaluating the effectiveness of different teaching methods or educational interventions. Like if you would like to know that how a particular teaching method may impact a group of students, and how the teaching method other than that or other than the existing can impact a particular group of students. So you can consider the mean comparison, comparing the academic performance of student across different groups. So that is another example of mean comparison. In business and economics domain, you may be interested in analyzing the mean sales or revenue across different product lines or regions. You may be interested in assessing the impacts of marketing strategies, different marketing strategies on consumer engagement. You may be interested in psychology or social sciences research with particular preference of comparing mean scores on psychological test or survey between groups. You may be interested in investigating the impact of social intervention or programs. Then in terms of marketing research, you may be interested in comparing mean of consumer preferences for different products or brands, analyzing mean satisfaction score across different customer segments. And at the last but not the least, because the application of mean comparison basically spread amongst all domains, wherever you are interested to compare the mean of different groups. So in environmental study, comparing mean pollutant levels in different geographical locations, or assessing the impact of environmental policies on various ecological variable. So in this way, you can understand how the mean comparison in different field can apply. I have mentioned only some important domains. There may be a long list regarding the application of mean comparison. So, in mean comparison, what we will discuss in 3 different days. Like today, we will discuss the single group mean comparison with SPSS, how it applies with SPSS, what is the procedure, what is the decision criteria, how can we interpret, how can we make the final decision based on the single group mean comparison. Then on coming Friday next week, we will discuss in detail about two group mean comparison using SPSS. the decision criteria, the different techniques, the test, and different scenarios. And we will also discuss how to interpret the data or your mean comparison based on two groups. Then the third and the more advanced form of mean comparison is more than two groups mean comparison, that we will discuss on coming Saturday. So today our focus is on mean comparison of a single group. Uh, Single group mean comparison includes uh, the mean comparison of a single group measured once, mean comparison of a single group measured twice. Basically, these are the two subcategories of single group mean comparison. By measured at once and by measured at a twice, what do we mean? Measured once and measured twice refers to the number of times the measurement are taken on the same group or sample in the mean comparison analysis. It means that if you are collecting data for a sample of respondent for only once, it means your measurement are measured at once. But if you are collecting a data from a sample in two different points in time, I am referring to the same sample will be same, but you are collecting data in two different point in time, then it is measured twice, basically concept. So how it will. All right. Sorry, there was a load shedding, a little bit load shedding. So I reconnected again. I would share screen again. I was discussing this slide, but before that, I would like to record my screen also. Just a minute. Whether the recording is still going on. All right. Is there any question? Basically, I am seeing someone has. No voice. Are you listening? You people are listening to me. Are you hearing my voice right now?
Yes, please.
All right, all right. Let me close the mic for all so that I can conveniently discuss this topic. All right, I will share the screen now. Yes, I was discussing about our today's topic, that I have divided my topic in two subsegments. That is single group comparison measured once and single group comparison measured twice. By measured once and measured twice, what we mean? It means that if you are collecting data from a sample respondent and you are collecting data only for one time, so we can refer it as a measured ones. But if you are collecting data from the same group of respondent in two different point in time, we may say it measured twice. So measured twice means that you are collecting data in two different point in time from the same group of respondent, while measured once means that you are collecting data only once from the same respondent. So how we analyze these group of categories, or two group of data, how we analyze it, I will let you know. I will also let you know the thorough idea of this concept and how we apply this concept differently in a different way. What is the statistical procedure? So measured ones implies that you have collected data from a single group, and each individual or unit within that group is measured only once on a particular variable. For example, you might collect the height of a group of individual, and each individual height is measured only once. Measure twice. Measuring twice implies that you have collected data from a single group, but each individual or unit within that group is measured twice on the same variable. This is often involves a before and after scenario, where the same subjects are measured both before and after treatment, intervention, or certain period of time. It means in case of measure twice, you may be interested in analyzing uh, the data which is you have collected before intervention, and you may also be interested in analyzing data which you may have collected after a particular intervention. So how we analyze the single group measured ones? There are